I really want to get some work done on this chicken coop. Some of the things that I need to accomplish still are building the nest boxes, covering the exterior here, putting the wire and the metal on, and building the door. If I can get any one of those things done today in this video, it's going to be really helpful to let me feel like I made some progress. The door on the back was finished. Not sure if you saw that yet. And the ramp on the inside was also finished. The door was built out of scraps, like most everything else here. I did have to buy some hardware, which was the hinges and the latches. Let me show you how this works here. Once it's turned in, it locks pretty good. I can also, if I want, I can put a padlock on there. Just turn that up, slide it out. One on top, one on bottom. And that gives me access to the interior. Lots of room here. And so I need to build my nest boxes on both sides. The ramp also functions as a door, or the door functions as a ramp. Let me go around to the other side and I'll show you what that looks like. I wanted to build a door on the front of this chicken house that would function as a ramp. I got the inspiration from a little ramp on a door that was built over here by the previous owner. This is a small door and ramp on our main chicken coop. Simple latch on the side, and it drops down and gives a chicken door and a nice ramp for the chickens to get in and out. My door and ramp is going to be a little bit bigger. Has to go down a little further. The elevation is a little higher, so the ramp has to be longer. Let me show you how that works. Again, a simple latch that turns and makes it nice so it sort of locks. Again, option to put a padlock if I need to or want to. In the meantime, I can just turn it. And the door can be lowered right to the floor. With the door lowered, it gives a nice long ramp for the chickens to make it up into the coop area, the roost area. At nighttime, when we lock the birds up, we can just come out, raise the door up, latch it, and they're secure for the night. I think that's going to be a pretty nice solution to getting the chickens in and out of the chicken house part, the roost area. But now I just need to give them a place to lay their eggs. I've spent a few minutes now assembling some materials, bringing them from different places on the farm. Yeah, there are some piles around here. You know that this year I'm trying to clean things up. And so cleaning up that pile that we took down from the barn, pulling materials from different places, trying to get them used or disposed of. I think with all those materials we should be able to come up with a nest box that is rugged, functional, and weather resistant. There's the key right there. One of the challenges that people have with these exterior nest boxes, as I've been reading online, and one of you commented, I think it was in the comments of one of my videos, you mentioned that a hinged top roof can lead to wet nest box, water leaking in. But I think I have a solution. I'm going to show you more of that solution as we progress, but yeah, I think it's going to work. I'm hesitating just a little bit because I don't want to start cutting lumber before I get this completely figured out. See, these nest boxes back here that I designed the first time ended up not being exactly what we wanted, so now those will have to be used on another project. I can't put that lumber back together and make bigger pieces. So when you're working with recycled materials and you have limited supply, you have to be sure that when you make that cut, it's exactly what you want, or else you end up wasting material. But I think at this point I am ready to start making cuts. Yesterday, while recording this, the part you've already seen here in this video, I had to put the camera down and do some thinking because I wanted to satisfy the requirements of Mamakirbs, what she wanted in this chicken coop build, and trying to evaluate the materials I had and the design, and I just had to put the camera away. So today what you're going to get to see is the result of what I came up with yesterday, and hopefully the progression to finish these nest boxes. Mamakirbs was telling me that she wanted the nest boxes there to be 3. So 1, 2, 3 here. She wanted the front to open down and the top to open up. So it seems like a simple request, but I was struggling just a little bit with making that happen with the materials I had and the design. I was worried about it being strong enough. So what I did is, just build the floor, build the walls and dividers, put some braces on the front, screwed it into the sides and the floor, and it's a pretty strong structure. So now I can put that front flap and the top door on. I have some ideas there that hopefully that'll make it waterproof. And I did end up buying a few boards because I wanted to make sure I had the proper dimensions and nice lumber to finish these nest boxes. Let's go ahead and get that front door. Looks like it's going to be 33 inches. Just a hair shy. I turned the camera off and totally missed the shot of me cutting that board. That long continuous hinge on the bottom side of that is called a piano hinge or a continuous hinge. And that will give a nice, even opening, smooth door. The continuous hinge is nice on these types of doors because usually they're screwing into 3/4 inch wood or something small. So having a number of screws down that hinge helps support that onto the door without being super bulky. Wonder how many times it can withstand that. I'm going to opt for putting the eye hooks on the inside just to prevent, the possibility of critters getting that open from the outside. So these latches consist of an eye and then a hook. Just like that. Nice. Now with that in place, I can get to work on building that top lid. We're going to start with the 1x4. I marked the center. I'm going to need that in a little bit. I also marked up on the sides from the front 9 inches up on both sides. And I'm going to put this board in here at those 9-inch marks. I cut these 1x12s a little wide because I want some overhang on the edges and a little overhang on the front. So this is why I need that center mark up here. I'm going to mark a center. Now I'll just line up those center marks to know where that board goes. You remember from the beginning of the video when I said I had this piece of old conveyor belt? Well, this is where the magic is going to happen for helping to keep the top of this box watertight, or at least more water resistant. I'm going to cut this conveyor belt to fit on top of that lid. With this one continuous sheet of rubber waterproof material, that will allow the inside box to stay dry because the water should not be able to get through it. A lot of times with these boxes, the water will come down the wall, hit up here where there's some gap in materials, and seep into the box. I'm hoping this will solve that problem. I have some 1-inch roofing screws with the rubber gasket that may not be needed, but that's probably the best screw I have for this application right now. You need a battery. So here's the cool thing about doing this. Not only is it going to be waterproof, it can also act like a hinge. It'll be just enough to get in there and get the eggs, enough to keep the water out. I think it'll work. Now Mamakirbs wants these on here for style. She wants to be able to see some of the metal down here. This will provide a little extra overlap. I'll come around and file the edges just to make sure there's no sharp corners. I'll put the top of it right on that line so that when it opens up, there's plenty of room between the wall and that line, so this should work just fine. That provides a little extra overlap there. I could cut it off, but I don't think I'm going to. It'll keep that water running far away from the front of that box. I'm only sort of making this up as I go. Okay, I'm totally making this up as I go. These same 1-inch screws, they're actually designed to go through the sheet metal roofs. That's what I'll use to hold this on. You can see there's a little bit of overhang on the sides, keeping the water off those sides. Overhang on the front. There's a slight little gap above the board here, which I originally thought I was going to try to fill in, but I think that'll probably be nice for just a little bit of ventilation into that box. It's about 3/8 of an inch opening. Now once I finish that wall from the top of the nest box up, and that one little piece down below, this will be a finished side. Well, let's see if we can get that side finished. Well, that seems like enough to call this a video. Today I finished the nest boxes. We'll probably still put a coat of paint or a whitewash or something on there, but there it is. They open from the top and from the front. They're accessible from the inside to the chickens. You can see them from the inside here. Let me open this door. 3 boxes on the left, 3 boxes on the right, depending on which way you're looking at it. I know some of you have been really anxious to see this chicken coop done. Truth is, so are we. We would love to get this project done so we can move on, but things have happened and, you know, life goes on, Luke's challenges, and just overall lots of things happening here on the farm. So this project has been set aside for a few weeks. Like you know, you've noticed that the videos haven't been coming out, but I'm very happy that this one is done. Well, the nest boxes are done. Coming up soon on this is finishing the walls, putting the wire on, and building the door. I think that's going to be pretty much, you know, little trim, paint, whitewash, things like that. Putting the rocks around the bottom, little things to finish it off. But that's going to be the structural finish of this chicken coop. Here on the Daddykirbs farm, I do truly believe that everyone has a story and every story counts. Thank you so much for being a part of my story today and letting me be a part of yours. I'll talk to you soon.